Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Tom the Sunday Dinner Chef. Today we're going to be kicking off a new series called Soups, Stews, and Sauces. Let's get to the kitchen.
The Sunday Dinner Chef will make you feel fine. Sit down, let's have a drink and enjoy the show.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Tom the Sunday Dinner Chef, and today what we're going to be doing is we're kicking off a new series of soups, stews, and sauces. What a better way to start this series is with an old French recipe called Coq Au Vin. Now that comes from, the best one I know was from Julia Child. And growing up as a kid, that was my go-to. I used to watch PBS all the time, and that really intrigued me, and voila, here I am today. Cooking. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the ingredients before I cut them all up. So let's get going. So Coq Au Vin actually means rooster in wine. Okay, and that's what we're going to be making here today. So normally you would have skin on, bone in, thighs, legs. Okay, mostly was made with dark meat, but today I'm going to throw in a few chicken breast, and I have boneless, skinless thighs that I'm going to be using. Actually, just clearing out the freezer. And also, it's going to be done with some bacon. I'm going to slice up that bacon right there. And then we're going to be using some cremini mushrooms. Okay, I'm going to take these and quarter them. And also, we're going to be using little baby onions. Okay, white boiler onions. Also, I'm going to be adding in a red onion and about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, and they're going to be, everything's going to be cooked down in some Pinot Noir, and then I'm going to finish it with sherry wine. Okay, into a small saucepan, I'm going to be adding in these little pearl onions. Now they're kind of big, so I didn't use all of them. There's a couple of really big ones in there. What I want to do is I just want to put them in this boiling water, salted boiling water. And I'm going to soften them up a little bit just so I can take the skin off it. Okay, in the saucepan here. Now, normally you would use a Dutch oven. Mine's a little too small, so I'm going to use this deeper stainless steel saucepan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the bacon. Now, this is half of, they call for half a pound. This is actually 12 ounces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using 6 ounces of bacon, and we're going to just try to crisp these up as I get ready to chop everything else up. Onions are done. Now I've got cold water here, and I'm going to keep rinsing them until they all cool off so I can peel them. Saute pan, and I'm going to add just maybe a tablespoon and a half of butter, and I'm also going to put a little bit of olive oil in here so the butter doesn't burn. I'm going to let that foam up a little bit, get the moisture out of the butter. As you can see, the bacon is just about where I want it. The other pan I'm leaving like that because that's what I'm going to be cooking the chicken in. This saute pan right here, we're going to be adding in mushrooms. I'm also going to be adding in the red onion, and also the garlic, and then I'm going to be adding in the pearl onions. First, I want to cook down the mushrooms. Just want to get them going here a little bit. We want to get the moisture out. What's ever left in these cremini mushrooms, and I'll tell you, these are delicious. Well, the creminis are cooking down. Now, the onions right here, all right, are at the point where I can just grab them by the tip here and squeeze them out. That's how easy it is. Now, the other way you could do this would be to just buy frozen, okay? And there it is. There we go. As you can see, they're starting to caramelize. Okay, I'm going to let them go just a little bit more, but to add a little bit more flavor to it, I always like to add in some sherry, just to give it that little extra kick, because I'm going to finish this Coq Au Vin with some sherry. Now you can use cognac, brandy, whatever you want. I feel that sherry gives it another elevation of flavor. Okay, these are almost done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these off to the side. Just going to let them finish up a little bit more. And then I'm going to add in the pearl onions. In fact, I'm going to add them in right now. Now, the original recipe calls for quite a few pearl onions, okay? The smaller ones. Now, I couldn't find them. I'd rather use the fresh ones, honestly. I don't like to use too much frozen stuff, especially with a nice dish like this. This is so easy to do. It's got a couple steps on it, but the whole idea is, I mean, this is great comfort food. Okay, I'm going to add another tablespoon of butter. Just going to put this in here. I want them pearl onions to caramelize a little bit. And we'll put these off to the side. I don't want to overcook them because they're all going to go into the stew. Okay. Actually, I'm getting ready to cut up the chicken, and we're going to start that pretty soon. Now I have the rendered bacon fat that is ready to go here. I'm going to cook everything in this right now. So I'm going to add in right now some garlic. Just to let you know, I took some of it out. All right. If I need to add it in there, I will. And also add in the red onions. Okay, I like the red onions because they have a great flavor. Okay, they cook really well, and like I said, they add to the dish. Now I'm just going to get these to the point where a little translucent. There again, I don't want to overdo it. Okay, I just want everything to gel together here. Now, as that renders there, now what I did was I took the chicken and I had, I guess, 2 chicken breasts that were halved. All right, and what I did was I cut them into pieces, and also I think there was 3 or 4 really small thighs. Okay, which is fine. It's great for this type of dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cook here for a little bit until I start smelling the garlic and the onions together. And then what I'll do is I'll push them aside, and in goes the chicken. Now there's some great fond on the bottom here. Also, I got the bacon that's going to go in, and we're going to be putting everything in together. Here is the mushrooms and the pearl onions. So just a matter now of adding in the chicken. Now, as you can see, the bottom of the pan is getting a little dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some more of that bacon. I'll put that in there. And get my tongs. All right, from this right here, I made my own chicken stock from that chicken right there. So what we'll do is we'll incorporate this back into it again when we add all the components in, and then to thicken it up. Now, as the chicken's browning off, okay, the recipe calls for Pinot Noir. Okay, now use a wine that you're going to drink. So this recipe right here calls for 4 cups of wine. 2 into the Coq Au Vin, and 1 for me and 1 for the missus. I'll salute. Okay, chicken is browning up nicely. Putting a nice fond back on here into the pan. Now, I'm not going to bring this to totally browning. I just want to sort of get most of the moisture out of the chicken into the pan here for flavor, and the aromas are like, wow. So now, into the center, I'm going to be putting the bacon, pearl onions, and the mushrooms. Put that off to the side. Just going to stir this in a little bit. Get them flavors together. Wow, the aromas. Now you can salt and pepper this if you want. Okay, I like to do it at the end. I'm going to add back in a little bit of the chicken stock. Actually, I'm going to put it all back in. And then in goes the Pinot Noir. And you can use any kind of dry red wine. I like Pinot. You can use my beloved Chianti. You can use that. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir this around one more time. Let that all soak together. This is great for a cold, a cold day out on a Sunday. If you have guests coming over, this is a great dish. Now, basically how this is originally done is a whole chicken. Actually, it was a rooster that they actually cut up, quartered, and there was some breast meat in there also, but it was a tough bird. So they did this, cooked it this way, into a stew to make it nice and tender. And you're going to see at the end just how nice this is. Okay, the Coq Au Vin has reduced quite a bit. You can see it's pretty tender. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to thicken it up. Now there's a couple different ways you can do this to thicken it up. I use a beurre marnier. That's simply butter, softened butter, with also some flour on it. Now you can make a roux. You can also use just straight up flour on here. I like it this way, it gives it a little bit more silkiness, okay? And I'm just going to take this right here, and I'm just going to stir that around and just let this go. Thicken it up nice. And as you can see, it's starting to take form a little bit here. We're going to get ready to sit down and have this delicious Coq Au Vin. Okay, Coq Au Vin is done as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Nice consistency. Give it a little taste. Now here's the point where you can make it much thicker. This to me is just fine. This is when I add in one of my favorite cooking wines right here, sherry. So I'm just going to finish it off a little bit. Gives it that nice full-bodied flavor. We also use Pinot Noir in here. I tell you what, this is so good right here. Marcel Marceau would be screaming this from the rooftops. You'd have to slap him to shut him up. Okay, let's plate this. Well, folks, there you have it right there. Coq Au Vin. Can't get any better. Delicious chicken stew, made very easy. Let's recap real quick. We had some chicken breasts, also some chicken thighs, all boneless. We used a half of a 12-ounce pack of bacon diced up, cooked it, and we also used some red onion. We used some green onion, also a little bit of garlic, and then we did the pearl onion in there, and finished it with some, my favorite go-to, like I said before, some sherry wine. So there you have it. Listen, check back next week, another Sunday for the Sunday Dinner Chef. Please stay safe, hit that like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
The Sunday Dinner Chef will